At 7:30 by my clock. Shall we start? Call to order the regular board meeting of Monday, April 13th, 2020. Let's see, I'm just going to share out my screen. Let's see. Pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the United States to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. All right, so tonight's agenda, we're going to start with kind of a state of the union of the village. Let's see, I don't know if anyone's seen the new numbers from the county health department. It jumped by 101 people tested positive in the last 48 hours. We're up to 608 with
I'm so bad at Mario Kart.
With 30 deaths in the county. Today, on top of everything, we also had this storm blow through, which hit the other side of the county, actually a lot worse than us. It knocked out the Putnam County 911 Center. They had to go back into their fallback plan, runoff generator power. All of the fire departments in the county went to mandatory standby just in case. They ended up having the county executive had a call around 1 o'clock this afternoon with all of the leaders of all the townships in the county just to give them an update on road closures and their efforts to kind of keep Stoneleigh Avenue to the hospital open, because I guess that was hit pretty hard too. But as of this afternoon, early this evening, you know, at least our side of the county seems to bounce back pretty well. I think everybody's got their power back for the most part. That's about it for what's going on. I mean, everybody knows, you know, stay inside as much as possible. New CDC guideline is, you know, use face coverings when you're going places that have other people around. You know, the public places around here, like the school remain closed, the playgrounds remain closed, the trails are open for, you know, local usage around here. But, you know, we're trying to kind of cut back on the crowds and all of that stuff. And as the latest numbers here in Putnam County show, you know, they might be peaking in the city, but we're kind of still on the rise here. So everybody be careful and be mindful of it. Mindy, do you want to explain the minutes?
Okay, so the minutes from February, I didn't get, usually I would do them before, like a week prior to the March meeting, but like the whole world kind of turned upside down the beginning of March. So anyway, I haven't gotten to those, and we didn't really have a March meeting. So there aren't any minutes to approve today, but by our next board meeting, I'll have the minutes caught up and in place. So I just wanted to explain that.
All right, and we'll approve them and post them as soon as possible. Vouchers, you want to run through those? I actually have them up here. Close that. Here we go. This is...
Go back one. Okay. So this was the vouchers for March. All of the trustees have already signed those. Mike, it's in your box, needs to be signed. If anybody else needs to see them, you can look at them. The cover sheet is here. If anything's standing out that anybody wants to question, that's fine. Same thing. The next page is the April vouchers, and those everybody's going to need to sign. So I will leave them someplace in the office, but here's the cover sheet, and the total is $22,877. I'm estimating the health insurance number. It's about $300. It's somewhere between $250 and $350. It changes by the month because it's a percentage figure that the state gives us. So that's kind of where we should be for the April vouchers. But I'm giving you the cover sheet here, and the vouchers will be left in the office for everybody to sign. They will need to be signed at some point.
All right. So
you know, as we would normally do prior to the meeting. but we didn't have a chance to do that yet. So I will not mail anything out until everybody has a chance to review this. If anything is standing out that anybody wants to see, let me know.
So we'll hold off to approve them until our next meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how we're going to handle the vouchers remotely for now.
Yeah, I mean, people will get paid, but like the rest of the world, it's going to be delayed. So
A little bit, yeah.
all right, thank you, Trustee Winward, for additional COVID resource related material. Oh, you're muted. Let's see.
Unmuted. At the workshop, we went over some of the resources that are available for folks if they're experiencing any hardship due to the COVID crisis. This is a new one that actually, if you refresh your screen, Michael, the United Way is partnering with the food bank of the Hudson Valley to provide free food for folks, but you have to pre-register in advance. And they were going to be doing a distribution, and they are doing a distribution on April 16th, but it's full. So if you have not already signed up, the next distribution date is going to be April 23rd. So if folks go to the United Way website that we have linked on our homepage of our website, if you like, you can register in advance for free food. And then other resources that we mentioned last time, good list of resources are available on the governor's website for information related to paid sick leave, unemployment, health insurance, mortgage, rent, utility, and student loan relief were the major areas. And then I also just wanted to point out that the town of Phillipstown also still has gift cards available for folks in need for Food Town and Drug World. And you can reach out to the office at 265-5200 to inquire about those. And then lastly, there are volunteer opportunities that you can sign up for on the phillipstown.com website.
Great. Anyone have anything to add to that? Thank you, Chris. Dove, proposal for sidewalk recreational activity.
Okay, hi. So we went in this a little more depth at the workshop. Pam Gunther and her company had created a proposal, a video proposal that we played. Since then, she and I met over the weekend, although we kept our distance from one another, and we sort of scoped out some of the sidewalks that might be appropriate for this stencil. And Mike, did you get the link that I sent?
Yep, this one.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just without playing the video, this is a good page that shows some of the stencils so that you can imagine what this will look like. It will look so bright and fun on the village streets. And Pam Gunther, the Gunthers are going to let us use their stencils. And we talked last Wednesday of purchasing some of this chalk paint that will last for a couple of months if we don't do anything, but it will come off with power washing. Pam showed me an example on her driveway that she had power washed, and in one wash, it was almost gone. So I think that chalk spray, there are different versions, but I think that is probably the one that suits our needs the best. It also has very vibrant colors. And so, Mike, if you wouldn't mind going back to the street map. Yep. Okay. So we were thinking that we could start at Village Hall with a nice message that we could stencil in, something like Nelsonville Strong or Be Well Everyone. We can discuss what that would be. And then people, so that we're not on the main street, because last week some people raised concerns, safety concerns. we would immediately turn right. And then there's like a very nice wide sidewalk on the side of the village hall there. And then we could turn right, and where Mindy usually parks, but is no longer necessary, so it's empty, there's kind of a fairly long driveway that we could use to put some more of these stencils, which would be totally safe there. And then we were thinking that we could also have one going from the opposite side of Main Street, wrap around the village park, and then go down Pearl Street. This way the stencils would be mostly in front of village property, because we weren't sure that everyone would want it in front of their homes. So we thought that this was probably the safest. And that's it. I know people had said that they would love them in front of their homes too. And I guess that really depends on whether we have any spray left after this. But we could also share the link to purchase the spray. And Pam kindly said that she would, when we were done, she would sterilize and allow others to borrow them if they wanted to buy their own chalk, or if the village had chalk left over.
Great. And how much did they need from us for the initial kind of just that area?
Well, she thought we could do it around 250. I said we probably wouldn't want to go more than 300. But if you guys feel differently, let me know.
I think 300 is a good number to start at, and you know, playing the rec budget, I think it's a good, you know, it's a good use of our time, and you know, especially with the motivational messages, and you know.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be starting a huge trend. I really going to take off.
And
Yeah,
We'll see
it's
it.
a
I
great
really
company.
And
Yeah.
it is helping Pam's company, you know, it's a small business, and, you know, they're having problems just like everybody else right now. So if we can help them out, you know, even better.
Exactly.
But it's such a great thing for the kids and for the community. I think it's like, it's perfect. And the there are no insurance, there's nothing with insurance where the can be responsible for anything. We confirmed that.
We reached out to our insurance carrier, and there's no real increase in liability for us by doing this, especially since Pam is going to be the one applying it. It's not like a village employee that's going to be out there doing it.
Okay. I volunteered to help her. Should I not?
You know, as long as like our maintenance crew, we're not installing like you know, some kind of play equipment in the park or something like that, we're not increasing our liability.
Okay.
Right.
And then just my follow-up question to get back to her is, should she purchase it and then we would reimburse her, or should we purchase it?
We should probably purchase directly, just to, you know.
Okay, so Mindy, I could work with you on that.
Yeah.
Yep. Let her give me a proposal or a voucher or something, you know, let's see what they're proposing to do, you know, the message, the patterns, whatever. And we'll work it from there.
Yeah.
But the sooner the better, I think.
Yeah, I think if we can get something going in the next week, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, she thought so. I mean, sort of dependent on the availability of the chalk, but when we spoke on Saturday, there was enough supply at the store. So I'll tell her to go ahead and maybe reach out to you, Mindy, about payment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Can I have a motion to approve $300 towards this?
I got a question on Main Street. Do you want it on? Do you want it at that part of Main Street? The sidewalk might be wide, but you're right on the street.
Well, a very small amount, and so we were actually looking at it, and we thought that if you put like 3 bright yellow orange cones on the sidewalk right there, that it would really kind of provide a buffer between the sidewalk and the street. And it's not a very large amount, but that's definitely why we decided to go down the side streets.
Yeah, I think the side street, Mindy's parking area, and then that main walkway to both Village Hall and the meeting hall. I mean, those are both great places. And then even across the street, if they wanted to go kind of cut through the park, caddy corner, I think it would be good to.
Yeah, we were looking at that, and the pavers, you know, it's not flat. We could definitely paint on it, but it would be maybe more of a hazard. So we weren't sure if the village would go for that, but maybe we could have something small going on the diagonal there.
Well, you were talking about in front of the village hall having a message, just a message, right? And having.
Yeah, it will mostly in that space be a message.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
then maybe starting around the corner.
Yeah, if we can use this section right here on Main Street and Pearl as kind of the message space, and then the activity spaces be the, you know, the ones that are off the main drag, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So do I have a motion to approve 300?
Motion to approve?
Or a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, cool.
Yay.
That's a positive thing.
Thanks. Ed.
Definitely.
Correspondence, Fish and Fur, and Louise Johnson.
So the Fish and Fur Club is asking for their donation. Once again, we give them $500 each year. That's the, by the way, I checked, that's the one check that gets written every year out of the Recreation Fund.
Yep.
I pulled the checkbook, double checked, 15,000 some odd dollars in there right now. And that is the one check that gets written out of there. So anyway, we need a motion to make that donation and we'll get it to them. It seems like this event is going to go forward.
Make a motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Alrighty. Correspondence continued, emergency responders resolution in support of, let's see.
Okay, so we got this from the town of Southeast, and their board did this resolution in support of the emergency responders, so that they don't have to be affected by the new discovery laws, because it really puts them in danger. So basically, when I get something like this, I just redo it with our board, and we do the same thing they did, and we're showing our support. So we need a resolution, and I'll do this if you guys are willing.
Yeah, I mean, so it's for, I'm just reading through it again. Protect their personal information from discovery from who?
Yeah.
From if there's a criminal, criminal action going on and the district attorney has all of this information of witnesses and stuff, they have to give it to the people who are being charged. They have to give it to everybody. These new discovery laws. So everybody's information is public, even first responders. And
Yeah,
in
I'm
danger.
reading it now. I think this is if, say, like they request body cam footage from a police officer or something like that, that it redacts their name from it or something like that. At least that's how it kind of reads to me. All members of New York State and support the Emergency First Responders Privacy and Protection Act.
Like it's saying that they can't be subject to retaliation. Like they feel that they'd be open to some sort of retaliation if they would give their personal information out.
Yeah. Requiring an expedited timeline to provide materials such as police reports, radio transmissions, body worn and dash cam video, along with other data related to prosecution. And whereas the current law protects law enforcement personnel by allowing their personal identifying information to be excluded from this discovery, ambulance service personnel. All right, so this is extending it to ambulance service personnel, advanced life support, certified first responders, firefighters, emergency EMTs.
Sorry, Mindy, who has asked us to endorse this? And are there other towns that are endorsing?
Yeah, down here it says town supervisors: Carmel, Kent, Patterson, Phillipstown, Putnam Valley, Brewster, Cold Spring, and us, and the town of Southeast. So it seems like a county-wide initiative
And these other municipalities have been asked to
to
sign on,
support.
but they
Yes.
have not necessarily done so yet, is my understanding.
I can only speak for us.
Okay. I'd like more time to review this. if
Okay.
we
I
can
do-
speak on it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly what the issue, like why we're writing this. But,
Okay. Yep, that's why I'm showing it to you guys before I actually do it. Because
Yeah.
I would run
it
it by
may
the
be something that we don't have to do or don't want to do. You know, we don't have to do all of them.
No, I mean, I once we do some research into it and see what the issue was that prompted it, then we can make a decision. But definitely
Okay.
put it on next month for us.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. The next one is another correspondence, Spring Street, legal info.
Okay, so Brian Morgan had gotten back to us. There's that situation with parking on Spring Street and making it possibly a one-way. And we had decided that we wanted to possibly move forward with no parking on either side. And so we were asking the attorneys what the legal ramifications of that are. And Brian said that our village code, we just have to comply with the state, what they require as far as signage, but we dictate our own by resolution part.
That's great. That's all we needed to hear. So I think we've already passed the resolution in the past. So I think we're free to go forward with the signs if Mark has them.
Okay.
How many signs do we have left?
I'll have them give a check tomorrow. I'm not sure.
There's definitely 3 on those cans in the Masonic lot right now, so we can, borrow those once this is all over and done with. But I did see that down near Harmill Drive, there's actually a post there with a sign on it that used to say no parking, but it's completely faded off to nothing. So it was marked at some point.
Okay, good. We'll have to replace that.
Well, that's going up Secor, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we had gotten the no parking signs for Secor going up to the Masonic Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
You want them in there, right?
Yeah, along the trail there. I mean,
Yeah, we should have 3 there then, Mindy, right?
trailer parked in there that doesn't belong there. I mean, there's a couple cars that go in and out of there, and this is all prompted by the car. What was it? Almost 2 years ago now. That kind of sat there for almost 6 months, and everybody thought it was abandoned, and then somebody moved it, and then it came back, and it can't be an overflow area for parking.
Let's see
Mike?
how many signs we have left.
I have a question. Is this also the corner going around where the new wine store is? Because that, I think, is a very dangerous corner.
Yes.
So that's where we would have no parking?
Mhm.
Okay, that's great.
That
'cause
whole
that's
street.
that becomes
whole
so narrow. Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful.
It's basically from the intersection of Secor and Main all the way around past Harmill and up to the Masonic Lodge driveway. Right, Dave?
Yeah, both sides of the street.
There's definitely going to be some pushback on that,
Oh, definitely pushback on that.
but we have to do what we have to do.
Everybody that lives back there has ample parking and driveways, and it really is, with the trail usage and stuff like that, I can envision that being a completely packed street where it's impassable by a fire truck or something like that. So it's a safe.
Mhm.
Will the sheriff's department enforce it for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we have it, it's a law in our books, and it's the right DOT signage, which it's the standard one that we've ordered from them before. I mean, as long as it's marked in our code, they'll definitely enforce it if we fall.
You're gonna need it.
Shh.
Hey, John.
Shh.
All right, great. So we can get Mark to work on that. He's also going to work on the kiosk. Did I hear that sometime?
Yep, he already started.
Oh, great.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I think so.
I have the thing that fell down. So when I go to sign the vouchers, I'll leave it in the village hall.
We need to read
Okay.
all that stuff anyway. I mean, if I think
Yeah.
I want to put you guys on the spot, but I think at least Chris and maybe Doug volunteered to do some new information for the kiosk.
Yeah,
We
that'd be
can
great.
work on something.
We've got plenty of free time on our hands at home, and if you need help, let me know. Is great.
I was actually thinking to have you leave like one side or one portion or something for like community information,
Yeah. We need to update it. I mean,
information sharing.
Yeah, the things that are in there now have literally been in there for 20 years.
If you can even read them.
So, all right, that's good. And the door that broke off of it is actually in the back of the
In the office, right? It's in the office?
It's in a few pieces, so he's probably gonna have to rebuild that.
Okay.
Any other correspondence? Or is that
Just, we just need you guys to vote so that you can sign to have Putnam County print our tax rolls.
okay? That's what's up
There you
now.
go. There's the last page is for you. You're the only one who has to sign this, but the last page is a roll for the trustees to give you permission to enter into contract with the county.
The last page.
Last page. There you go. And they know it didn't happen on March 16th, she said. It's
All
fine.
Is there a motion to allow me to sign this?
Yes, motion.
Second.
Roll call, Trustee McKaylee,
Aye.
Trustee Maroney,
Aye.
Trustee Pedlosky,
Aye.
Trustee Winward.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All right, that passes.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. And I think that's it. Anybody have anything
That's it.
else before we open it to the floor?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk to Mark on, what's that, Spring Street?
Mhm.
You know where the guy put the concrete against the old one, over the old where the wine building is now?
Yeah.
You got that 6 or 8 inch gap between that and the street where all the rocks are?
Yep.
I'm gonna have them cut that out straight and square and blacktop into it. Get a price on that.
You're the roads guy. We'll defer to you.
All right, then I want to get together and go down Division Street and what's the last one, Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at, see just what we want to do on that street.
Yeah. I was over on Bank the other day. We were parked on that side street for Santos's funeral procession, and that road is a disaster. I mean, it's really bad. So that is a whole new, needs to be redone, the whole, as much
The
as
whole
it.
thing.
Yeah.
But what about, did you go down Division Street?
Yeah, we've walked it a bunch of times with the baby, and there's potholes and.
Well, you know how I want they cut out 4 feet, go straight down 4 feet, like an area, just patch out 4 feet?
Yeah, I mean, have them give us a price on what it'll cost.
Because the rest of the street's in good shape. It's not shot, I mean, because one side that cars are parked on.
Yeah.
So it's the easiest to do it, just to do right down where the wheels hit.
Yep.
That should be fine for that.
And can you touch base with Sal about
Yeah.
putting some fixing the manhole cover on Pearl once it gets really warm, and then, filling in.
Yeah, I don't think the blacktop plant's opened yet.
Yeah, Peckham's not open, but if we could just remind him to fill in that area on Pine Street that he is sunk down over the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, that's the part he's got to redo. Yeah, all right.
All righty. Before we open it to the floor, let's see, we've got 3 or 4 guests. Just reminding everybody, if you're going to make a comment, and if you can see yourself on your video, we can see you. So you'll end up on our YouTube page and Facebook page. So if you don't want to be seen on camera, mute your camera before you say anything. All right, we're going to unmute. Does anybody have any public comment or questions?
No, nothing.
That's disappointing.
I like these.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Where is she? I don't see her.
Here, I'll stop.
Perfect timing.
Michael, how do you do that? I'm gonna go to another meeting now when I leave here. How do you do that like that?
Like this?
Gallery view?
The
Okay.
tiles. like
There's
three
Gloria.
down and 3 across.
So if you go to the top right, there's a little checkerboard looking thing. It switches between gallery view.
Gallery view.
Okay, so I'll tell them gallery.
Yeah.
All right. It's a bunch of drug counselors getting together to talk.
All right, well, if nobody else has any other questions or comments, I think we're at the end of our night. If there's a motion to adjourn,
Make a motion.
is there a second?
Very good. Like it.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, and I like it too. I'm hoping that, you know, when we get back to normal, that we can incorporate this in some way to the regular schedule, because it's really efficient the way it records and it's easy to post. So,
It really is.
I like it very much.
it's good for people who can't make it out. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Definitely.
all right, everybody, have a good night.
Good night.
All right,
Thanks,
to be
everyone.
continued tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.
How do you do?